Welcome, Game of Thrones fans. This is the after show for Game of Thrones Season 8, and this is Beyond the Throne. I'm your host, Hunter Chambless, my Targaryen shirt, my Lannister hat ready, and I'm joined by my weekly co-host, Zaddeus Z-Man Smith. How's it going, man?
What going good, man. What's going on, people? Do not adjust your calendars. Yes, it is Monday night. You
Yeah.
usually see me on Wednesday nights. This week and for the upcoming week, you shall see me on Monday nights as well. Right here on Beyond the Throne. So love that I get the chance to do this. Thank you, man.
Oh, no problem, without doubt. Yes, this is the final season of Game of Thrones. It's bittersweet. It's only 6 episodes, and we kicked off huge last night with episode 1 called Winterfell. So, Z-Man, give us your thoughts on the overall episode.
No, overall, I really enjoyed this episode a lot. And part of me was wondering if it was just like the hype of it, like, oh my god, I've been waiting for a year and a half, almost 2 years. I want this episode. But actually, taking basically today was my day to kind of wind down on emotions, and I still think it was a great ass episode. Probably one of my favorite premieres of the shows through the 8 seasons. And I just think there were a lot of things that we'll bring up that just hit home, and it really kind of set the tone for the rest of the season. I think it was a great setup episode.
Oh, I do too. And the one thing I really love about this episode is how it really does feel like the beginning of the end.
Yep, I agree completely.
It's so bittersweet because you see all these storylines, and I'm gonna go ahead and go off on them. Like, you have Jaime meeting Bronn at the end, which great callback to the season premiere of episode 1, season 1. Of course, pushing him out the window. You have Sansa and
Tyrion
meeting for the first time. Such a great scene. You have Sansa and Tyrion meeting, of course, back to season 5, where they were married. You have so much reunions going on, and the one I love so much is Jon Snow meeting Arya. Oh, the emotions! Because he still has a needle, and they just run and embrace and a hug. And I love the line she says, which is, how'd you survive being stabbed? And he goes, I didn't.
Mm-hmm.
They just smell each other, and they run and give each other a great big hug. Because you can tell, from all the way from season 1, that Jon always respected and treated Arya as an adult. And Arya always saw Jon not as a bastard, but as a member of the family, a member of the Stark family. So they always had that bond. He was the one who gave her a needle. And just that big reunion at the end was just so emotional for us to see.
I agree with you, man. This was probably one of the this and Tyrion and Sansa's were like my 2 favorite. Well, were the two reunions I was looking most forward to seeing, just because I knew Tyrion and Sansa always had like kind of a mutual respect for each other back in season 4. Even though he does bring up, hey, why'd you leave me? Like I got put on trial for Joffrey's murder. I did nothing, but we'll talk again. That's water under the bridge. But just Arya and Jon, like you said, they haven't been in the scene together since, I believe, like episode 1, season 1, because that's the episode where he goes off to the wall. So that's over 8 years and probably longer than that, over 8 years that they've like literally got the chance to work together, which is amazing. And you can really feel like the emotions in that scene were like 100% real between the two of them. So happy to see each other, even though there was still kind of a undertone of not evenness, but kind of, you can see that they both have grown, especially Arya. How he said, "Wait, how'd you sneak up on me like that?"
Yeah.
So
the faceless training.
Exactly.
No, but like, I love how this episode started too, because it's a direct callback to season 1, episode 1, where Arya is like trying to move through everybody, get a better seat to see the Baratheons and the Lannisters come into town. This time, though, it's a little boy that Arya lets pass for Dany Jon and the whole armies, the dragons, to come through. I love that little callback right there as well.
Very true. I agree with you on that. A lot of this episode paid homage to the first episode.
Yeah, beautifully too. So we're not going to go through every little small detail in the show in this episode because there was a lot to go through. But just give some of your favorite moments of the show, Z.
Well, let me think how I should do this. Let me go with my third. I'll go with maybe my third or second favorite moment was, first of all, the end of the episode where Jamie snuck into Winterfell like, hey, let me ride in.
Does not look himself.
Exactly. I was watching videos of how he looked when he first came to Winterfell in season 1. Oh, pretty boy. Exactly. His hair was glistening in the sunlight, and now in last night's episode, he just looks disheveled, dirty. Yeah. And he looks like he just walks into Winterfell just like all willy-nilly. And then he looks, and right across from him is just Bran staring at him. Bran has like the most cold robotic look on his face. I'm like, and then that's when it all clicked to me because he said, "I'm waiting for an old friend."
Yes.
I'm like, oh, and you can tell that Jamie looked nervous. Looked a little bit nervous when he said, "Look nervous / remorseful." But what about you? What's your next? What would be your third favorite moment or so?
My third favorite moment would probably, now I have a favorite line and a favorite moment, so I'm going to put them both at 3.
That's a good point.
My favorite line is, I forget the dude's name, but they're walking through the cave. He's like, hold on, he has blue eyes. He goes, I've always had blue eyes.
Yeah, between Dolores Ed and Tormund. Tormund.
Yeah. I've always had blue eyes.
My thing is, I wonder am I the only one that felt bad a little bit like poor Tormund. I never knew what color his eyes were before now. So like maybe I should pay more attention to that.
And then right after that was my third favorite moment, which was the calling card of the Night King. Mm-hmm. Which if you notice, and someone actually brought this up online, it kind of has a symbol of the Targaryen house symbol.
You know what?
The arms, the way it's like.
Yeah, I can see that, the whole spiral look of it. Definitely when it was on fire. When it was on fire, it looked really symbolic to me. And one big thing is like, and this is me nitpicking, so let me go in my bag real quick. Like I know when I think it was Bear Dondarrion, he's the one that basically killed little Ned Umber. He was not long for this world, RIP. But basically when he set him aflame, didn't everything else like automatically catch fire too? So like was there like oil on the parts or something? Or like how the Night King is a sadistic little bastard. I'm like, why is he gonna pin this kid up, create this spiral pattern, and then like douse it in like oil or something just to make sure that when you light this on fire, I want you to know it was me. He could easily just make the spiral pattern. Boom, that's nice. That's it. But no, he had to go super extra and put oil on there or something.
It reminds me of kind of like the Zodiac Killer. Like he kind of wants to get caught.
Yeah, that's true. That's very true. And I kind of makes me wonder, like, if we hadn't seen the previews for next week's episode, I was wondering if he was directly going to Winterfell first, or if he was going to take a detour and maybe go to King's Landing.
Jamie or the Night King?
The Night King. Yeah, because I wasn't sure.
I love the moment in the preview for episode 2 where you get to see Jamie sitting right next and talking to Dany because Kingslayer, he killed her father. That tension there.
Yeah, and you know what? I have a little problem with that because in the regards of like Dany, why are you acting like this is the first time you've seen Jamie ever since? Like literally in the dragon pits, you saw the man that killed your father when you were sitting over here. You could have said something then, but you didn't.
Oh, yeah, he did. Well,
yeah, I hope it's just maybe that she just had a little problem with him, but I mean, I can understand not liking the man who, not liking the person who killed your father, and we will revisit that later.
Yeah,
That is
we
called
will.
teach people, but
Because
no,
there
he,
are some people that I want to strangle because they are having problems with Danny's storylines.
oh
And
yeah, that's ridiculous. Like let Dan, last night's episode was a great was great in regards just the fact that they set things up and then they kind of subvert your expectations too because even if I guess it's like what Ramsey said a couple seasons ago, if you were expecting a happy ending, you haven't been paying attention
no,
because like yesterday's episode made me like, okay, so maybe the path to the throne won't be as easy as I want it to be for
yeah,
Danny or John.
and the one thing that people had problems with was Danny wanting people to kneel and thinking that she's high and mighty. But if you look at it, it makes sense.
Well, yeah, and my thing is, why are you having a problem with her doing this now?
Now,
Like,
yeah,
she's been this way for at least since season
yeah,
season 3, whenever, or was it 3 or 4 when she got to Marine? Or no, it was season 3 when she was she killed the masters of young. Well, she
yeah,
conquered Yunkai and asked the poor like, no, she was a conqueror back then. Yeah, she
yeah,
was freeing slaves, but still, she was a conqueror. But
yeah.
there was nothing wrong with it.
She was still all about getting to the throne. That's
Mhm.
always been her mission from
Yeah.
from season 1, episode 1, where we meet her and the Dothraki.
Yeah, and you know what the problem is people that really it's the people don't like Danny doing this to people that they like now. When she was over in Essos, yeah, cool, conquer everybody. Yeah,
Yeah,
we like you, Danny. Wait. But over when she's in Westeros, wait, you can tell little Leona Mormont what to do. No, you should not do that to her. Like people have a problem now.
and I
Yeah,
think
she's in that city.
people keep defending John and not Danny, but if you realize that John has done probably way worse shit. I mean, he left the Night's Watch pretty much defenseless. He laid with a wildling, which one that's breaking 2 rules. That's sleeping with the enemy, and that's having sex in general.
Sir, that is not no. The Night's Watch vow said they shall not father any sons. They never said don't have sex. Never. I think it was Sam that pointed out. Loophole, sir. Loophole.
No, but he knew what he was doing was wrong. He even told her in that episode that he can't lay with her.
Yeah, and but you know what? That kind of dives into deeper. I guess you gotta go deeper resolution. Like, is the Night's Watch vows even correct? And eventually, technically, personally, how I feel, won't go too long in this. Just need the way that the Night's Watch is crooked. Yes, they were to help protect the people south of the wall from things beyond the wall, but like everybody from the very first person that we saw cross the wall, yes, he was the deserter, but he wasn't trying to conquer any lands down south. He was running away for protection, and a lot of people, like Mance Rayder himself, said, "Listen, I'm not trying to kill y'all people. I just want to get on the other side of the wall to escape these bastards that were following me." But the Night's Watch was acting up. Well, I won't say the Night's Watch themselves, but they were just kind of they were keeping people from moving south the wall, basically adding meat to the Night King's army. So Night's Watch in itself was kind of crooked, but John being the 998th Lord Commander, and
But I mean, like, John also left Winterfell after he was appointed king.
Yeah.
And it's not like he hasn't killed people before. Right after he was resurrected, he hung like 4 people in the middle of the town square.
Yeah, and which is why he said something later in the episode like, I've hung people, I've executed people for disobeying me, but then he wasn't the king at that point. He wasn't the quote unquote king at that point, even though, well, again,
he pretty much was.
Yeah,
right.
But
back on track. Right. What was your
right.
number 2 moment? Because that was mine. Was the
my number 2 favorite moment, that because I believe I said that was my number 3 one, but everything. Well, number 3 was that. I would say anything involving. Well, the reunions of Arya, and I mean that the besides Arya and Jon, but also I was so happy to see Arya and the Hound
Yeah.
and Gendry like interact because I never expected Arya to run up and hug the Hound or anything like that.
No.
That's just not them. That was not them. It's like you left me to die, and it's just it was such a good scene just between them. He's like you're a cold little bitch, aren't you?
Now when he sees her.
Yeah, he's like you're a cold little bitch, aren't you? I guess that's why you survived. But
Yep.
you can tell he's proud of her in a way, like
Yep.
just how he was last season whenever he was talking to Brienne about her, and he's like, you can see a little smile come across his face, like, yeah, she's cold now. I like that. And then of course her and her little future boyfriend Gendry shipping them hardcore. Definitely.
That was so cool.
Yeah.
And she freaking burns him at the end, talking about you've never met Rich before.
Yeah, exactly. Like, oh, that's not nice. Leave the boy alone. What about yours? What will be your second favorite moment of the episode?
Oh, this is really hard, but I'm gonna have to go with the Greyjoys.
Okay, that's a very good one. I was kind of tearing that one also.
Yeah, the Greyjoy reunion, because you get that build up, and I'm talking about just all the Greyjoys. So what's the uncle's name? That
Euron.
Yeah, he's a fucking creep.
Yeah.
But somehow he was able to lay with Cersei.
Yeah. I can't believe she let him smash. Yeah.
but he leaves the boat, and guess who comes for Yara? Her brother Theon. And the way after they all get, I guess cleaned up, which, by the way, how the hell did she have no dirt and no bruises like the very next scene?
The same way that Gendry was able to run like 200 miles in the night. So I try to push the
time, friends, time.
Exactly. Like just I believe there's time portals. I believe she took a shower or something. I don't know.
But the one scene I love is when she's like, we have to go back home. That's the one place that the White Walkers can't go because, of course, they can't swim.
Mm-hmm.
And she's going to send Theon there. And he goes, well, you're our queen, so I will follow you. And she sees that he kind of wants to go back home and help the Starks. Mm-hmm. And she says, you want to go help them, don't you? Go. Be a Stark. Be both a
Stark and a Greyjoy.
Yeah, be a Stark and a Greyjoy, but go help the Starks this time. And you can kind of see that mutual respect. And then they end with their line of, what's dead must not die.
What is dead may never die. Yes. But you know what? You can go ahead.
Just a great scene. Just all around a great scene.
I completely agree with you. It was definitely a great scene. It was one of those times where, again, I don't know what's going to happen in the next 5 episodes, but if this is the last time that they see each other, which I believe it will be, it was a great way to end it. Respectful, and you could tell that the love was there. Like you said, she knew that he wanted to go kind of redeem himself, mainly for how he did with Robb, I believe, and how he betrayed, in a way, his real father, Ned, in all those seasons ago. So by him going back to Winterfell, and again, I believe he's going to bite it, but it's going to be a sense of redemption for him. And I do agree. Like I like that Yara is going to take over the Iron Islands, because even she mentioned that just in case Dany needs it, the Iron Islands can be a place of refuge for her.
Yeah,
like if something happens for her.
Like everybody's working together now.
Exactly. Yeah,
being so fucking stubborn.
Yeah, and pause real quick. Whatever happened to all the Dornish ships? Did they all get destroyed last season or what?
The Dornish ship. I don't know. I believe a few of them got destroyed during I think one of the sea battles last season. But speaking of last season, I actually like this little twist, a callback to last season when Jon is talking to Theon. He's like, "Go be a Greyjoy. Go join your fleet." Mm-hmm. And now his sister, a Greyjoy, is telling him to go be a Stark. He literally has the best of both worlds.
He really does, and it's just like Jon said last season. Like I said, you're a Stark and a Greyjoy,
Mm-hmm.
and I love it didn't happen this way, but just speaking about that scene, it was like I need to go rescue my sister Yara, your uncle Euron catcher. Then what are you still talking to me for? And like, yeah,
Yeah, that,
mhm. He's
yeah,
like, well, I can't forgive you for everything, but what I can forgive you for, I do. And it's a great. I'm glad to see Theon be redeemed, like in
yeah,
both ways, in both by his sister and both by the stars. What he did was really shitty back in season whenever he took over Winterfell.
yeah.
But
Like
I'm
season
glad
two,
to see
season
it.
three.
Yeah, season 3. But I'm glad to see that there's been a source for redemption because homeboy
Yeah,
still suffered. He still
especially
suffered a lot.
after the Reek things. That's when you
Yeah,
kind of felt bad. And then what I think was really the turning point though is when he saves Sansa from Ramsay and and his sister, and
yeah.
he throws that bitch off the roof.
Um,
Felt so
even
good.
though again, I will always wonder how him and Sansa left off the top of the castle and didn't break anything. But you know what? Game of Thrones. But that's just
I
Game of
mean,
Thrones right
that was a pretty high stack of hay.
there. Yeah. Okay, because he drew Miranda off, but I would think it was probably the same.
Miranda hit the spikes,
She hit the country of the
the wheel
spikes.
spikes impelled her.
Yeah, but,
All right, so let's go on to your number one. I think you and me have the same number one.
and I'm pretty sure we do. My number one easily is the scene between. Actually, you know what? No, now I'm kind of confused because I I have a favorite moment. I have a favorite moment, and then I also have crap. Now I'm actually I have a favorite line in this episode, which is
Oh,
probably one of my
really?
favorite lines of the season. And so it's all tied to one character anyway, both of these moments. And that would be Samuel Charlie. And it's mainly in the episode in the scenes when he's telling John,
Oh,
you're always the king. You've all like
it's
telling
so
him
good.
who he is and and who that his mother is Lyanna Stark and that his father was Prince Rhaegar Targaryen.
Rhaegar
And you can
Targaryen.
see how you can see how John was battling against it and stuff, and how he didn't want to believe it. But
The facial features alone, and the fact that they kept the camera on Kit Harington the whole time was
yeah,
beautifully done.
but yeah, and then you could tell he didn't want to believe it. But even Sam had to tell him that listen, your father, I mean Ned Stark, made a promise to your mother that she would do anything to protect, that he would do anything to protect you, and you know that Robert would have killed you
Yeah,
if he would
yeah.
have known that you were Targaryen. And yes, we all know that. And that was the moment where you kind of felt it sink in for John, and like,
And
damn,
I love
this
how it was done kind of in front of Ned, in front of his
exactly,
statue,
yes,
right in the
yes.
middle.
And you know it was weird, and I'm not gonna take claim for this.
That's
I'm
fine.
not gonna claim that I'm the one that found this out, but I think I was watching one of the shows earlier, and how another callback was how when Ned and John ended like split up together, Ned had told him like next time we meet up or we talk, I'll tell you the truth
Next time
about
we
your
meet up, I'll tell you.
yeah, I'll tell you more about your mother. And guess what? Technically, they're not the ones
He's
talking.
dead.
He's dead,
Yeah,
but they're technically in front of Ned Stark's crypt in Winterfell, and they're
yeah,
meeting up. So he's learning about his mother. So that was
yeah.
very nice. But the line of the episode and probably one of the greatest lines of the series to me was how Sam was again telling him that you need to take your place as king, and Danny's not really the true queen. She's not the rightful heir. John says that's treason. It's like, and Sam is like, no, you gave up your crown to save your people.
Well,
Would she
would
do,
she do the same?
would she do the same? And that was a deep moment because
Whew,
I'm like, no, I don't think she
woo.
would at all. And it was just a great moment. Of course, we both know that was mainly stemming from the fact that Sam
Oh,
felt that way mainly because his other great part in this episode was from that
oh my
was
god, that scene.
when he learned the truth about his family.
Oh, this is my favorite scene because
Yeah, go ahead.
this is my number one because it's all in the facial features of John Bradley. Like when she says, "Oh, you know, your father was executed because he wouldn't kneel to me," and you see he's kind of broken up about it, but he's not completely there. He's like, "Well, my brother," and she goes, "No,
No,
no,
it,
we had he went with your father," and you see him break down in front of her, and oh
oh,
my God, the emotions in episode 1.
bro, real quick pause. I just imagine whenever she said his father, I, I'm like, okay. I'm like, oh, poor Sam, he's gonna learn. But then it was the fact that he had a little bit of hope. He said, "Oh, but you know what, my brother." But my brother, I'm like, oh no, man.
No,
Ooh.
Sam.
Yeah, that was heartbreaking. And like you said, John Bradley's face, John Bradley's acting in this episode was top
Oh,
notch.
it was perfect. And then right after that, he meets Bran outside. And he's like, "Now it's time." And that's when I'm meeting an old friend, and that's it. He's like, "It's time to tell John the truth."
Mhm.
And then that leads to the cave. And another scene I love is when him and John are talking first in the cave, and before anything, they hug because it's
Yeah,
been a long time since they've seen each other. And then he goes, "Danny, she killed my family. She killed my brother and my father." And John is trying to like swing it in Danny's side a little bit because he does like her. And
mhm.
like, well, I've executed men before, and Sam comes back with, "Yes, but you've also saved men before.
That's
Why
true.
couldn't she save my brother?"
Mhm.
And it's so hard. But another scene I want to bring up that I love is when John learns to fly the dragon,
Oh
and
yes,
just his look, and just like as they land on the ice, and Danny's like, "We could just stay here for 1,000 years, and no one would find us here."
yeah, exactly. Which and that automatically brought me back to him and his wife. I mean, sorry, not his wife, but his girlfriend. He greet Jon Snow's girlfriend,
Yeah.
and the whole cave scene. Like they never should have left that cave. I wonder if they're gonna kind of rue the day that.
I love the dragon's face.
Oh, I loved it. Both Drogon and Rhaegar were looking at him, but it was Drogon that was just me mugging during the whole
He was like, "Don't you dare!"
Exactly. It was like little. It's like you're trying to make out which wife, but your kids are looking right
Your
at
kids
you.
are like dead staring you.
Yeah, I'm like, you can't do it.
No, no, not now, not now. But the scene that I laughed at before then was he was like, "Well, what if I, can't ride him, or what if he doesn't let me?" She goes, "Well, it's been nice knowing you, Jon Snow."
Yeah, right. Yeah, that was very hilarious. Like, oh well, it's been nice knowing you. I don't know how to ride a dragon. Nobody knows how to
Nobody knows
ride a
how to
dragon.
ride a
You
dragon.
ride one. I'm like, that's true.
Yeah, it's very true. It's very true. But this is gonna be very awkward when she finds out that he's full Targaryen.
Yeah, that's gonna be very awkward.
Because another incest angle, he's been begging his aunt.
Very true. Even though, it's weird, and that's the bad part about it, like it's the incest angle. It's not directly uh brother and sister. So
Yeah,
that thing it has me thinking about like what would their kids look like if Tommen and Marcella can be reasonably good kids, and they're just spawning the brother and children. Maybe brother and sister. Then maybe
I
John
actually
and
does bring up a good point. Tommen and I'm sorry, I forget the other one's name.
Marcella.
Marcella, they were good kids.
Yeah.
And they were from Jamie. The only asshole Joffrey was from Robert. So how does that work?
No. Jamie was Joffrey was Jamie and Cersei too.
Oh,
But it was like they had a
oh,
yeah, it's like they had a 2 out of 3 chance. They had like a 2 out of 3 of their kids were good kids. They just had one asshole of the bunch.
oh yeah, one very unlikable asshole.
Yeah, I hate Joffrey with a passion.
Oh man, but I'm trying to think of another one. Oh, another line I love is when Sansa and Tyrion are talking, and she ends with, "I used to think you were the smartest man alive,
Yeah.
And he has this kind of like shocked look on his face because he wants to trust that Cersei's going to bring her army. We, the audience, know she's not, but he has this like, because last season he found out she was pregnant. So he was like, maybe this will be the catalyst because she loves her kids. That's the one thing we know from Cersei is that she will do anything to protect her children. And maybe he was like, maybe this will seeing the evidence of the White Walker, and now that she's pregnant, she wants to protect the kids. Maybe that will have her help us. We know it's not, but the blind faith that Tyrion has in his sister is something that we've never seen. And when Sansa's like, "Do you really believe that she's going to bring it?" He goes, "She's got something to live for now." And she ends with, "I used to think you were the smartest man alive."
Yeah, and it was definitely a cutting. Kind of made you look at Tyrion in a different way because Tyrion has changed ever since they left the Marine, and even in Marine, he was kind of making bad decisions a little bit, like with the whole like trying to bring slavery back to the Slaver's Bay, but only for 7 years and stuff like that. But just to temper the tempers of the wise masters and stuff. But he's kind of been on a downward spiral in regards to his role, which kind of makes me wonder about that look that we got from Tyrion at the end of last season. Like when John went to Danny's room and Tyrion's lurking under the stairs. And there was one moment in this episode. It was right after this moment when Sansa walks away and Tyrion looks down, and who's staring at him? But Bran, just like looking at him.
Yeah, Bran's looking at him. Which gets me wondering, does Bran have a bedroom? Or do they leave him out there all night? My
God. I don't think he moved from the moment that
at all.
Yeah, but then again, I'm like this. I saw a meme today on Facebook. Like, is Winterfell ADA accessible and stuff like that? Is there wheelchair?
Yeah. Where the hell is like the wheelchair ramps? They don't give a fuck about Bran anymore.
Right, they literally let them outside. You know what? I would not be surprised if Brandon's like morphing into a raven at night and flying away.
He's outside. Fuck, I'm cold.
Yeah.
Winter has come, motherfucker.
He barely shows any emotions, but it's gonna be interesting next week because I'm looking forward a lot to how he deals with Jaime after seeing him for the first time since he's.
Speaking of that, hold up 1 minute because we are going to go into theories and predictions next episode. But I do want to bring up something about Tyrion. I believe it was last season. I'm trying to think where. We were talking about. I lost my train of thought for a minute. Damn it. We were talking about Tyrion and Sansa, and we were talking about something else.
Was it whenever? And it's a moment from last season. You said, right?
Yeah.
Is it maybe when he was talking to John out there?
Oh, yeah, I remember what it was now. Last season, I believe it was last season. No, it was the Marine season. Whenever season 3 or 4, Tyrion and Dany are talking about her wanting to kill thousands of people, and he goes, "Yeah, your father was like that. He ruled by fear." She goes, "This is different." He goes, "How is this different?" Which goes into my theory for a little bit later.
Okay, that was season 5 episode. I think it was 8. I think that was her home, the best episode ever. But because that was a little bit that they had. Like whenever she talks about breaking the wheel and stuff. I don't want to stop. I want to break the wheel.
Yeah.
That does say a lot about Dany. You're right.
Yeah, that she'll pretty much do anything to get the throne, whether it's moral or not.
Yeah, which was kind of made things a little bit uncharacteristic about how we should stay whenever she mentioned underneath the waterfall that we should stay here for 1,000 years. It's not really you, Dany. I feel like that was more Ygritte, or maybe that was the showrunners, the writers, like showing a little callback to them.
I feel like what this was Dany feels like she doesn't have to put on this queen act in front of Jon. It's more of showing because they both like each other. You can tell.
Oh yeah, they're both head
there.
over heels.
But I feel like that was the one like mushy moment that she wouldn't let anybody else see.
That's true. That's
But
true.
the queen front is just to show, hey, you know, when shit gets real, I need to know that my followers will follow me.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like once Sansa gets to know her, as John said, once you get to know her, she's amazing. We know that because we've had 7 seasons with her, and we know how cool she is. You gotta have a crush on her.
Hey, Amelia Clark is a beautiful lady.
Oh, she is. She's very much is.
Mm-hmm.
But so I see it as more of the queen angle is more of a front, and then this was the one breath moment where it's like, no, Dany's still human. Like she's with the person she loves, and it's something that just comes out.
That makes sense, and that does make sense. It's kind of interesting how you can kind of tell the difference between this relationship with Jon is more kind of like I feel like how she had feelings for when Khal Drogo was still alive.
Yeah.
Did in what's his name Dario Naharis how she even mentioned I think season 5 like I just told the man that loves me that he can stay here, but I really didn't feel anything. So
yeah. This was like this is the first time in a long time she's had feelings this hard for someone since Drogo.
Yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm.
And like the fact that you kind of see her character go full circle from season 1 to now is really cool. Now back to Jaime real quick, because I've always said that Jaime Lannister has had the greatest overarching story character development in all of Game of Thrones.
I would somewhat agree with you. There's a question that I have in regards to Jaime, but I'm not sure if anybody can answer it though.
Which is
did Jaime know about the Red Wedding?
That see, I don't think he did. Just because I think he was captured at the time.
Well, see what he had got captured by. Well, he was set free by then, but remember, Locke and his men had brought him to Harrenhal, and Roose Bolton had basically released him, and he looked back at Roose and says, "Tell Robb Stark the Lannister sends their regards." And this is, I think, the episode of the Bear and the Maiden Fair. So Jaime leaves, and then he comes back to basically save Brienne. But it's that moment when he told Roose, tell the Starks, I said, tell Robb Stark the Lannister send their regards. And basically that's what Roose said whenever he stabbed right before he killed Robb. I'm like, did Jaime know? If he didn't know about it, cool. I would definitely say greatest redemption arc. But if he knew about it, at least a little bit, Jaime, why, man? Why? I mean,
I can more see Cersei knowing about it way more than I can see Jaime knowing about it.
That's true, and part of me wants to believe. And part of me wants to believe it was really just Tywin Lannister that set it all up with Roose Bolton and Jaime.
I feel like it was Tywin that knew about it. He's probably the one that set it up, and I think Cersei definitely knew about it. Jaime probably knew something was happening.
Yeah, but maybe not everything.
That's why he said, the Lannisters send their regards. Probably because he probably knew something was going to happen, but he didn't think that would happen.
That's true, and being the character that Jaime has shown himself to be, like the honorable person, like he killed
his sister after he found out that she wasn't going to help and keep true to her word.
Exactly. Even the fact that he sent Brienne after Arya and Sansa, like when he got back to King's Landing, he could have easily said, you know what, kill Brienne. She was my captor, and the Stark girls are still out there, go kill them. But no, he didn't. So I do agree with you. He's had a hell of a redemption arc for me.
Yeah, because it goes from this like all full of himself, like Kingslayer, to prisoner, where he learns how to really kind of grow as a human. season 7, where he's done with Cersei's shit. Like, she says no. The White Walkers are going to take out the North, and we don't have to worry about it. Jaime's like, no, I'm leaving. I'm going to Winterfell. I'm going to help the Starks fight this war, not just for me, not just for you, but for the Starks, for humankind, for our child.
Yeah.
Like,
which brings up that again made me remember the whole Cersei and Bronn thing. Even though Cersei wasn't in the scene, the fact that she had Qyburn give Bronn that crossbow, and Bronn basically is now, I don't know how many episodes he's gonna be in this season, but
cock block, by the way. Like,
no, it was a big cock block. Shame on Qyburn. Even though it was hilarious as hell to me when the girl got up and say, I'm partial to old man. Why don't you come see me later? Yeah. He's like, oh, poor girl. She's going to die of pox before next year, before the summer. Like, how the hell do you know this man?
No, dude, we only have one three-eyed raven, okay? We don't need a fourth.
Right? And that again, that brought questions, but yeah, that was a funny moment, but it's underlined by that serious tone. We know Bronn works for money, so
it could be interesting when he meets Tyrion because of the history they have.
That's true. And what I can't remember the whole line. What Tyrion said: "Whatever they're paying you, I'll pay double."
Yeah, I'll double it.
Yeah.
Which, because again, Bronn was Tyrion's like right hand man, pretty much. Like, when Tyrion would ask for trial by combat, especially the first time, Bronn was the one who stood up for him, not the other way around. It wasn't Tyrion went to him and offered to pay double. No, he fought with honor and stood up and risked his life for Tyrion.
Yeah.
But granted, knowing he was a Lannister, he probably knew that he would probably get a big payday out of it. But
that's possibly true.
But still, like, throughout the seasons, we kind of see that Bronn is like he's more like Deadshot. Deadshot will do anything for money, but he has a code of honor he lives by.
Yeah, and you know what? This will be that perfect time to see if Bronn has that code, because we never seen him have that code really be tested. Because even when Bronn was supposed to, Tyrion asked Bronn to testify for him back in season 4, Bronn couldn't because Cersei gave him like or Tywin and Cersei, Tywin, I think it was, gave him a nice palace and like a castle that he was supposed to get, but then Cersei pretty much took it away from him.
Yeah, because fuck Bronn and fuck her.
Exactly, and then he basically became Jaime's right hand man. Right. Yeah, right hand. I did not mean that as a pun, but
good joke there, Zad.
It was completely by accident, but I'll take it. It would really be interesting if Bronn lives up to a code, or if he'll just take the dollar bills.
Yeah, and I cannot wait to see him and Tyrion meet up for the first time in like about 2 seasons.
Oh, no, they met up last season. Remember in the dragon pits and stuff.
That's right. Yep. Give me 1 second. All right, let's go into theories / predictions. Start with you, Zad. Name your top 4 predictions that you think are going to happen.
Ooh.
Now, this could be next episode. This could be or the rest of the season. Like,
I would say one for next episode. I think I don't think Jaime is going to get out 100% scot-free, but I believe he has friends in the North now. I mean, Tyrion's there. Tyrion is there. Brienne is there. And plus, I believe Bran will be probably Jaime's #1 defender, only because the three-eyed Raven Bran is going to look at it in some logical way that, listen, if he had never pushed me out the window, I would never be who I am now.
He's going to somehow justify attempted child murder.
He's gonna basically be Jaime's #1 defender, saying, "Listen, I don't blame this guy, so there's no reason why y'all should blame this guy. So I think if anything, Jamie might have to spend the night. All right, while he's there, he might have to stay in the prison at Winterfell if they even have a prison or like.
I don't think they do.
Yeah, but other than that, I think he'll be all right. I do think Theon, when he gets to Winterfell, is 100% gonna die. Like probably dying by. I think he's done for. I think Yara will eventually still be the queen of the Iron Islands, or just be the lord of the Iron Islands. But I think Theon's done for. One major prediction, I would be surprised. Well, not really surprised. I think the end game for all of this is that there's not going to really be a king or queen. It's going to more go to a kind of a republic, not republic format, like a council of people representing each of the kingdom.
Rick and Morty.
Yeah.
Screw this.
But like a council of people, maybe like almost like Parliament or like Congress or something like that. People that rule over the land together, because absolute power corrupts absolutely, and no matter who we want to sit in the Iron Throne at the end, that is probably going to corrupt them. But also, one other major prediction is, while I think Jon will survive to the end, I think Dany is going to go Mad Queen on us, and Arya will be the one that kills her.
Ooh, Arya is the one that kills her.
Yeah, because I don't think Jon will be able to, but Arya, kind of similar to the way that how Ygritte died by Ali shooting her in the back. I think Arya's gonna do something. I won't say if she's gonna shoot him with an arrow, but we know Arya is working on some kind of new weapon. And yes, while it may be for like White Walkers and stuff, because they're putting dragon glass on it. Who said that it won't be used on Dany also?
Yeah. All right. Going to me, I'm going to kind of go off of your point about Jamie being off scot-free. I think what's going to happen is I think Bran's just going to forgive him. Yeah. Because, not for the reason you said, but because with this new three-eyed raven power, he can see everything. So he's seen all the bad that Jamie does, but he's also seen all the good. You know, the protecting people, the leaving Cersei, the fighting with people. The reason he's here is to help fight with the Starks. Like, seeing that he's done enough to redeem himself. That's the way I see that happening. And I see Bran not caring, but not like holding a grudge against Jamie for what happened.
I agree. Unlike Dany, but I think Dany will eventually forgive him for that too.
Yeah.
Even though she might have a harder time with the fact that Jamie tried to kill her last season. That I can understand. But whenever he was riding, when he was riding up on the horse, like after the loot train attack, and he had the spear, and right before Bronn saved his ass when Drogon was about to blast fire. That might be something she has a grudge to hold about. So I can semi-understand that. But she needs to let anything that happened with Aerys Targaryen go. Her dad was a lunatic. So.
Oh yeah. So as for who I see on the throne, it's between two.
Okay.
I see either Dany and Jon being co-leaders, maybe getting married and forming one party as before, but it's Dany and it's Jon. That way, Dany, like Jon can really keep Dany in control from going absolute power, because you know that Jon wouldn't let the power get to his head, even if he wanted to, he wouldn't be able to.
That's true.
He's prideful enough to be able to stop himself. Or my darker theory is that no one gets on the throne and the Night King just kills everybody with the White Walkers, and the Night King is on the throne at the end of the season.
That would not surprise me either. Like, I think the only thing that would surprise me at the end of this, this was
on the throne.
Yes, and not in a dark way though. this was a theory I was just talking about. I was telling somebody last week, and I'm sorry to take it from you. It's just that part of me wonders if Tyrion is going to betray Dany and everybody and end up ruling the Seven Kingdoms with his sister at the end.
Oh, I don't see that happening.
I hope not.
I really
But
don't.
I really don't think. I didn't think so. But that way that Bran was looking at him last night, Bran knows something about Tyrion that he's not saying, and I wonder what it is.
See, I don't see it happening. Well, not only because of all the history between the two, but I think Tyrion's smart enough to see that his sister is becoming the Mad Queen. Like, she is going down the path that the Mad King went down, not helping his fellow man, kind of being secluded, like not being selfish and just worrying about herself. Same thing that he did. Like, I think Tyrion is smart enough to see through that bullshit. And there's no way I can see him joining her.
I hope not. I'll say I hope not. I hope I am 100% wrong about that. I hope if he lives an honorable life.
And my last one is, if Dany does go full Mad Queen, I see Jaime killing her.
That would bring things around full circle.
Full circle. Because he could be like, I didn't want to have to do this the second time. You know, he could feel remorse about doing it, but he's like, you've gone too far. Maybe she does go after Tyrion. Maybe she tries to execute him, and in comes Jaime for the save. Then he's saving his brother, but he's also killing another Mad King.
That's true.
I got multiple possibilities. The Night King one, I don't want to happen, but I feel like that's the most strong possibility because I don't see everybody band together.
Yeah.
But if they do, this is a way to redeem Cersei. And here comes one more. Cersei finally gives in and sends her entire fleet to help her brothers and to help the Starks. And that's where she's kind of redeemed in a way.
That would be 100% surprising for me. But that kind of just my last words for me would be the fact is there's no way that I think Winterfell is going to end up surviving after next or the episode or the week after that. The Battle of Winterfell, I believe Winterfell is about to be destroyed. Like, I believe they're going to kill a lot of the White Walkers and stuff. But I feel like they're going to have to retreat from Winterfell, and which is again nice to have. The Iron Islands, and I think they also technically have. Well, I don't know if they have Castle Rock, but still,
Lannisters have Castle Rock. But if Cersei brings her army fleet over there, they have another place that they're safe from the.
That's true, but I think I don't think the Night King is about to be defeated in the next 2 episodes. I personally don't.
Oh, I don't see him being defeated until like the very last episode.
Yeah, if that, yeah.
And here's one more, and I wasn't thinking about this theory until last episode, until this episode, and it's because of the symbol on the wall, the way it was on fire. What if we learned the Night King was actually either the Mad King who got brought back to life as a White Walker, or he's just another lineage of the Targaryen blood? The White Walker one, the Mad King one, makes a lot more sense as to why he's able to rule large fleets and to really control large fleets of some. And that one I just came up with because it would make sense. The time period works out. No matter what lineage, any dead person can be brought back by the touch to be turned into White Walker. And just like the Night King, that sounds like the Mad King so much that could be a coincidence.
You know what? I see your second theory being 100% a lot more plausible, mainly because of the fact is we saw that one guy that I think it was season 5, that one guy that had the Dragonstone the dragon glass that was being buried in his heart, like turning into white, which I believe that was the Night King. But I would 100% believe that he was a Targaryen, because like you said, that symbol does look a lot like the Targaryens.
Especially on fire.
Exactly,
Fire,
when it was on fire. Like fire. I mean, the words are fire and blood, which again, which would be interesting if they're the Night King, but technically a song of ice and fire, it kind of works.
And see, I would really want the Night King to be the Mad King, just because how cool would it be if in the final episode Dany comes face to face with the Night King and realizes that's her own father, and to save mankind she has to kill her father again. Oh, what, like, such poetic justice.
I mean you would really see how mad he was at that point.
Yeah.
He wants to kill everybody.
Yep.
Goes from burning everybody, from burning them all to icing them all.
It's not gonna happen. It's so far fetched, but how cool! Like, how cool of a reveal that would be.
It would be shocking. That would definitely be 100% shocking. Like, the hell? What? And I would definitely say that you said it here first, people.
I did.
This happened.
I said it here.
It happened here on Beyond
Right
the Throne on April 15, 2019.
Yeah.
You heard it here first, people.
Oh, but my second theory does make more sense, that he's tied with the Targaryen bloodline somehow, because it couldn't just. It's not a coincidence that the same, like, the arms are in the exact same symbol of the Targaryen symbol, and with it on fire,
the dragons and stuff.
Blood from the arms, fire around it. Come on, like,
it's very possible, especially because I think this is a book reference, I think, or something else like that. There were a bunch of Targaryens that were bastardized like a long time ago and stuff. So
maybe.
Very possible.
Yeah. So overall, let's get into our segment called The Crown. Now, what The Crown is somebody who had great scenes, great moments, who killed every moment they were in. This is our MVP of the night. Me and Zad agree. It is John Bradley, aka Sam Tully. Tell us why, Z.
Yeah, 100%. Samuel Tarly, he gets this crown because, like, not just he's had important arcs within the series, but last night's episode, I feel like if the emotion in all the scenes he had, from the utter joy he had whenever he first met Dany, to, like, because she was praising him and he was happy to see Jorah, to the moment he found out that his father had been executed, and then to the hope of him finding that, okay, but you know what, my brother is fine. To his heart really crushing when he found out his brother had died. And people are saying, like, but his dad was a dick. That was still your dad, like, 100%.
Yeah, I was about to say that. His dad was a dick.
Yeah. And then plus his brother, Dickon, I think, was his name Dickon? Yeah. Dickon was a cool guy. Like, Dickon had no problem.
He was the only one who really treated Sam like a brother.
Yeah, exactly. Sam, it was his dad was the only problem. But there was no problem with his brother other than the fact that his dad, that he wanted to be a lot like his dad. But John Bradley.
Oh, that's kind of sad because that gets him killed. Wanting to look up his father is the one time it gets you killed.
Exactly. And just the fact with John Bradley did in that scene, and then how he was able to carry that over into his scene with John and Brandon. It was amazing. He did a great job. He deserves the crown. The first official crown of Beyond the Thrones.
He does, without a doubt, because, and as you said, there were so many scenes that worked because of his delivery and his expressions. Especially when, again, the interaction between him and Dany, and just the facial features of my queen. He's so excited, and then he goes into kind of, my father, like, well, okay, my brother. He has that kind of that kind of smile, and he's like, my brother, and then she's like, and then you just see him well up in the face, and then he excuses himself right outside. He's like, everything that John Bradley did in this episode was incredible. I've always liked Sam, but this is taking it to a whole another level in writing and performance.
It does. It really did. Even though part of me did wonder where the hell was Gilly and Little Sam, but I didn't really question that.
Well, granted, I wouldn't bring them there either.
Yeah, that's true.
War zone.
That's very true. But yeah, I'm like 100%. Sam takes the crown for the week.
Well, yeah, without a doubt. All right, guys, let's get into closing plugs. Z, where can people find you online?
Good people, I apologize. I don't have my handy dandy whiteboard with me, but you can still find me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram at Zaddeus Smith. That's ZA 2Ds EUS, or on Instagram at Zaddeus. Again, that's ZA 2Ds EUS. Or on Twitter at D_ZADD, or on what's that? Stardust app, Stardust movie review app. I do movie and TV reviews. I won't be doing too many Game of Thrones reactions. I'll save that for you guys right here.
Yeah.
Exclusives for Game of Thrones. But also you can catch me on Wednesdays right on the Multiplex Entertainment YouTube page, where me and my boy, Mr. Nico Suave Rigoli, representing the house. We do Crisis on Earthplex, where we talk about Arrowverse stuff, all geek stuff in general. And Jesus Christ, this week is going to be explosive because at the Star Wars celebration, there's a lot to talk about, people. So yeah, just look for me anywhere. Zaddeus Smith again, ZA2Ds EUS, and again right here on Mondays on Beyond the Throne.
Yep, and every Monday, as you said, join us for Beyond the Throne. We have 5 more episodes to go. Oh my God, it's ending, and I can't believe it. I want it to live forever, but nothing lives forever. You guys can find me right here at Film Nerd TV, over on my other YouTube channel, Combat Wrestling Network, where Z, you have a wrestling trivia match coming up very soon.
Yes,
against Mr.
Jay Burns.
That's right. You want to do a little promo real quick?
Yeah, I know Jay is a really cool guy. Jay, we've had matches before in the past. I believe he goes by the arsonist, Jay Burns, if I'm not mistaken. Really cool guy. I know he's gonna be a really talented guy. It's gonna be a really good match, I believe. But it's time for the arsonist to be put behind bars and for his fire to be put out.
Oh, dig it! So go check that out at the Combat Wrestling Network. Thank you guys for joining us. And remember, when you play the Game of Thrones, you live or you die.